So today's topic is test of significance. So let's start. See, test of significance can be divided into parametric test and non-parametric test. Now, where is parametric test applied? That is in quantitative data, where the data is represented as mean or standard deviation. There we used parametric test of significance, and non-parametric test are used where the data is qualitative, that is where the data is represented as median or percentage or proportion, right? In parametric test, the data is not normally the data is normally distributed, whereas in non-parametric test it is a skewed distributed data. Okay, so now let's see the types of parametric test and non-parametric test. In numerical data, if there is one group, we will divide the test into, see, one group, two group and more than two groups, right? So now let's start. See, if the group is one and it's a parametric data, so we can apply simple t-test, r-test correlation, paired or dependent t-test, right? So in simple t-test, one thing in one group is calculated and compared with the population. In r-test correlation, two different things in one group is calculated, and in paired group or dependent t-test, one value in one group is calculated before and after any intervention in the study, right? So these three are parametric test in if there is only one group, of data. Now in case of one group and non-parametric test are sign test and McNemar test. Now if there are two groups of data and we have to use parametric test, so we can use unpaired t-test, also known as independent t-test, also known as student t-test. So if there is more two groups of data and we have to use a parametric test, so we can use this unpaired t-test. Now if the sample size is more, that is more than 30, we use z-test in place of student t-test or unpaired t-test. We use z-test. Now suppose the data is a qualitative data, that is we have to use non-parametric test. So what can we use? If the two groups are related, that is paired, we can use Wilcoxon test. And if the data if the two groups are unrelated or unpaired, we used Mann-Whitney test, right? Now if there are more than two groups, we have a quantitative data, that is we have to use parametric test. We use ANOVA test. Now suppose we have to use there is qualitative data and we have to use non-parametric test. If the groups are related, we use Friedman test, and if the groups are unrelated, we use crucial Wallis test, right? Now this were for where the data was numerical data. Now if the data is categorical data, that is in case of non-parametric data, we have categorical data also. So where there are more than equal to two groups, that is two groups or more, we use chi-square test. In case of non-parametric, that is qualitative test, right? Now if the sample size here is less, that is less than 30, we use Fisher extract test in place of chi-square test. Okay, so we were using z-test if the sample size was more in place of unpaired or student t-test, and here when the sample size is less, that is less than 30, in place of chi-square test we are using Fisher extract test. Now another test are there, that is Pearson correlation coefficient test, that is used in parametric test, and in non-parametric we use Spearman correlation coefficient. So remember P for Pearson for parametric. Another test is also there, that is known as Bonferroni test. Bonferroni test is used where this multiple analysis of subgroup of data using multiple non-parametric tests. Using multiple non-parametric tests where there are multiple subgroup data. Okay, so that is it for today.
Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video helpful. Do like, share and subscribe to this channel to get more videos of this kind.